Hi, I'm Joel Curran, coming to you from the Gainesville, Florida offices of Tower Hill Insurance Group. In this session, we will answer the question, what is a 4-point inspection, and why do I need to get one? With me today is Tim Trewick, President of the Duke Agency, an independent agency here in Florida, and Michael Rowan, CEO and President of Inspection Depot. Inspection Depot is one of the leading providers of inspection services to the insurance industry in Florida. When you are buying a home, many different professionals get involved in checking your home for a variety of reasons. A real estate appraisal, pest inspection, precondition home inspection, and title search are just some of the different inspections. One kind of inspection that is not as familiar with most people is called a 4-point inspection. This is generally required by an insurance company when asked to insure a home over a certain age, generally 25 to 30 years and older. Michael, can you tell us what the 4 points are?
Yes, of course. The 4 points of a 4-point inspection include the roof system, the electrical system, the plumbing system, and the HVAC system. A failure in any one of those systems nearing the end of their functional life or at the end of their functional life could have catastrophic events from a case of a fire, or it could be a small event in the event of a small minor leak.
Tim, what type of questions do you get from your customers regarding 4-point inspections?
Well, Joel, many of our new customers are also in the process of buying a new home. And so in addition to buying the insurance policy, they want to know what documentation that they'll need in order to make that happen. And many of the insurance companies will require for older homes the 4-point inspection. So we explain that process to them and what's involved and what they need to do so that we can get the application to the company and approved on their behalf.
Michael, what's involved in these inspections from your standpoint?
Let's first talk about the credentialing or licensing of the inspector. At Inspection Depot, all our inspectors are either licensed contractors, engineers, architects, home inspectors, and all are trained specifically for each inspection type, this being a 4-point. So the 4-point training is important for the inspectors that are doing it for us. There are specific requirements we need to cover to make sure to understand what they're actually going to inspect when they get there for a 4-point. When a customer calls our office, we schedule an appointment at their time and convenience, depending, of course, on the renewal date for the policy, because it could be a rush order if they've left it to last minute, which is not uncommon. Then the basic goal of the 4-point is to assess the condition of all the major components and systems on the 4-point and determine if they're installed correctly, permitted, and estimate the remaining functional life when possible of all the components concerned. Let's look at an example of the roof system. This is normally the first part the inspector will go to conduct a 4-point. He'll look at the roof and take some pictures. He'll identify the roof covering, the roof structure, the roof slope. He'll be looking for conditions such as missing roof shingles, defects, patched repairs. He'll also look for evidence of leakage or sometimes premature aging or aging materials that the customer is not often aware of that can cause leakage. And of course, we will look for any evidence of leakage during the inspection as well.
Good. So that's the roof. How about the other 3 areas of concern?
Well, let's look at the plumbing system first. The inspector will assess and document the various components that's accessible for the plumbing system. He'll take photographs of the water heater, the plumbing system underneath each of the sinks, and the washing machine connections and hoses. He'll also determine the type of plumbing system involved. He'll look for evidence of leakage, missing components, and particularly with older homes, he'll look at the plumbing system for rusting along the pipelines, because that's an indication of failure or near failure. He'll also determine the type of plumbing and type of piping involved. Piping varies from performance and age expectancies. And for example, many insurance carriers are concerned with the use of polybutylene plumbing as a result because of its potential for premature failures.
How about the heating and system?
The heating system we look at the heating system from a perspective of electrical supply and its capacity to heat and cool the house. We will take photographs of the inside unit if it's been updated and the outside unit. And as part of that, we look at the electrical system and again assess the various visible and accessible components. The inspector will determine the amperage of the home. He'll take pictures of the open electrical panel, looking at the wiring components, the wiring type for the home. He'll look for evidence of any special hazards that are visible. If possible, they'll look at the grounding system. And also, particularly with older homes, we'll look at the electrical system in comparison to the use of the home. You know, some of these older homes that still have the original occupants, now retired grandparents, they don't use a home like today's homeowners who have kids, they have entertainment, Xboxes, and anything else you can think of. The demand on that home, if the electricity is not updated, is much higher than the demand of an older home with original owners.
Do you find situations where repairs are needed?
Yes, quite often, and it's amazing how that most of our customers don't actually realize they have repairs that need to be done until our inspections. Matter of fact, many are very appreciative of the fact that we find repairs, and you know, they are, I guess, better served in the sense that they and their family feel safer because they can take care of the repair beforehand rather than wait for the problem to occur down the lane.
Right. Tim, how receptive are customers when they're asked to get a 4-point inspection?
Well, Joel, once we explain why we need the inspection, most customers will understand that it is part of the underwriting requirements, and we'll then go ahead and provide them with the name of a qualified inspector that they can call.
Inspection Depot, perhaps.
Inspection Depot. And the inspection normally costs $90 to $125, depending on the part of the state that they're in. Most customers have no trouble in getting that promptly, which we advise them to do because it is part of the underwriting process, and the underwriting many times cannot proceed until the inspection's been obtained.
Okay, you get the inspection, then what?
Well, once the customer gets the inspection to us, we will submit it to the insurance company underwriter along with the full application. They'll take a look at that inspection, and if the inspection doesn't indicate that there are any repairs are needed and that all of those 4 points are in good working order and up to code and have been properly maintained, no problem. If the inspection shows that there are some repairs that have been needed, as Michael indicated is often the case, then the underwriter may ask that that be addressed before the insurance company will put coverage in place or within a short period of time after the coverage has been put in place.
Thank you. 4-point inspections are also necessary for those homeowners who are looking to replace their current homeowner's policy with a new company. Sometimes our applicants will ask if they can just send in receipts showing that updates were completed, or whether they can use a 4-point done some years ago. At Tower Hill, we do allow prior inspections up to a year old, but receipts rarely cover all 4 points. These inspections provide valuable information to the homeowner. Taking preventive actions like replacing an aged roof before it leaks, or updating older electrical or plumbing systems can help you avoid the inconvenience of small damages, or worse, the heartbreak of a significant loss. In this case, the old saying is right: an ounce of prevention is worth a pound of cure.